So we had said earlier that for a fourth night, protesters and police clashed in Ferguson, Missouri. Officers threw flash grenades and tear gas at the crowds, and nearly 20 people were arrested. The tension in the town, it seems to be escalating ever since a police officer shot and killed an unarmed teen, 18-year-old Michael Brown. Now, legal analyst Mo Ivory has been kind enough to be up early this morning and join us from Washington. So, speaking as what I'll call a legal eagle here, there are tapes, if we can show them here, of police telling two journalists, to shut down their equipment in a McDonald's and to leave. And I guess I want to start right there, which is, what can police in any situation do or say or tell you to do and say it is based on safety, your safety or that of the public? Is that legal?
Sure, it's legal. If a police officer feels that any citizen is in danger, or even that the police officer himself is in danger, he can absolutely evacuate a situation and ask people to leave. But that may have been the situation in Ferguson last night, but the reaction and the hostility of the police officer is what we continue to look at as it relates to the Ferguson police. The two journalists that were arrested said that when they didn't make it to the door quick enough, they were then arrested. That's the overreaching that we continue to see, the excessiveness that we continue to see in Ferguson.
And what is the perception, too? Does it appear, at least from the outside, because both of us are not there, in Ferguson in terms of the police and whether they've been forthcoming with details of the shooting and now allowing journalists to tape what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they were annoyed that the journalists were continuing to take pictures of the situation, and they are getting frustrated with the amount of coverage that is coming down on the Ferguson Police Department. When a third journalist called the police chief to let him know that two journalists had been arrested, the police chief's response was, "Oh, God," which only lets us know that this situation has gotten completely out of hand. As far as the transparency goes, Robin, we know that there is a problem of cover-ups in police departments, of not being transparent with the public. This is blatantly happening in Ferguson right now. I spoke with attorney Benjamin Crump yesterday, and he said that they have asked over and over again for the name of the police officer to be released, and they are refusing, which is only building up the anxiety, the stress of the citizens, of the people who want answers, of Michael Brown's family, to know who this person is that executed their son in the middle of a street.
Now, is it normal, Mo, then in a situation, say if it happened where you are in Washington, D.C., that there was a police-involved shooting, would an officer, just like a victim's name, be immediately released pending notification of kin for the victim, but here for the police officer? Would that name be released?
Sure. Normally, a name is released. Now, it doesn't mean it is done within, 5 minutes of the incident or even within an hour, but normally by 24 hours into the incident, the police officer's name is released. They give you a status on what has happened to him, if he's been put on leave or if he has been, suspended, whatever the situation is, and then they move on with the investigation. But it seems that there is a concerted effort to keep information from the public in this case. Not only the officer's name, but the results of the autopsy report, many things that would begin to start allowing the facts to line up and a story to be told. And also the interviewing of key witnesses like Dorian Johnson, who was right there with Michael Brown when it happened.
The situation in media speak calls for some real spin control, it seems like, in terms of now we're in this situation. If you were the police chief or even the mayor there, what should be done immediately so that people feel like they're being communicated with and people feel like they're being protected and heard at the same time on both sides here? Sad to say that you have to say both sides when you're talking about law enforcement, who's supposed to be there to help the community, and then community members.
Yeah, what I think needs to happen is some real experts need to come in. There need to be people who are neutral and from outside of that community to come in and aid the Ferguson Police Department and even the St. Louis PD with this situation. You cannot create a militia in a small town and expect people to act accordingly and feel like cool heads can prevail. I feel like they need some experts to come in to help the Ferguson police officers deal with the emotion that they have about this and to how to deal with the people. It looks like a civil rights march gone wrong every night on the news. If you turn the pictures black and white, you can insert them right into the history books. It's excessive force. It's just out of control. So I really think some third parties need to come in, and maybe even, and of course, even the FBI.
Yeah, I would be surprised to learn if experts have not been coming in yet to help them.
It doesn't look like it, though.
Yeah, yeah. Mo Ivory, thank you so much.
Thank you,
very,
Rhonda.
very good insight. Nice to talk with you. I appreciate you being up early.